Hi guys, welcome back, or welcome to a new game. Memory, the Monster of Destiny? No, it's the Monster of Destiny, Memory. But here's our opening, anime cutscene, our opening Chinese anime cutscene.
反复的温习，你留下的痕迹，总能让我感到安心。外套和日记，手表或眼镜，装载你的气息和我的回忆。独处的房间里，我侧耳倾听，以为是你声音，却是窗外微风吹动的风铃，嘲笑着我心又扬起涟漪，坠入时间漩涡里，看着你，不必多说什么也会微笑。喜欢你，会望着我也上扬的嘴角，再一次就好。我想我做得到，勇敢去拥有我们的美好。
Okay, I understand that they're brothers. Why do they almost look like twins? One of them looks like a miniature-sized one, and one looks like a more grown-up one. Why are they like almost twins? It's weird. Anyway, this is the Monster of Memory, the Destiny, as you can almost kind of read if my face cam wasn't in the way. When I first started up this game, it went ahead, it was all in Chinese, and I had to like navigate the config menu without any language. It was really weird. At first I was like, wait a second, I thought this game was translated, is it not? And I went to go check the page. It was translated. Apparently, it just doesn't ask you your language on startup. So, I guess we... I don't think anything of that's important. So let's go ahead, start. The only thing I know about this game is because, I think I watched the trailer on the Steam page for this game or something, and all I know is that they're brothers, and it's incesty, but one of them's a robot. So, that's what that is. Rows and rows of bookshelves and filing cabinets sit neatly all the way to the end of the room. Books and files in different sizes stacked on the shelves randomly. Their edges look like an intense game of Tetris. Some of them are brand new in hard covers, while some of them are covered in dust and haven't been read for a long time. The smell of ink, paper, and dust formed a unique smell of old. Why is it auto-playing? Alright, well, I stopped that right quick. Also, the screen is clipped off a little. Let's see if we can just full screen that. Alright, that's better. Think. I crouched down trying to put one of the volumes I wrote today into the cabinet at the very corner. But I couldn't open it. Maybe it was damaged. The last time I used it, the wooden drawer was bent. I kind of miss what's in there, but maybe it doesn't matter. I put the book aside and take a look at the collection here, and suddenly, a sense of satisfaction comes to me. Alright. Everything from the past is here. I own them. Neither the fact that it's covered in dust nor in a drawer that won't open can change this. Is this our mind? Is this our memories? The countless memories, yes, made me who I am now. That said, if this room has a new owner, I won't be who I am anymore. Wait, a new owner? What does that even mean? Is this the robot brother? The robot one who's stealing your memories? I came to the end of the room and stared at the darkness below. I was pushed hard from the back by someone, and I fell out of the room. I tried to scream, but I didn't have time to inhale and make a sound. My body kept on falling. My limbs struggled, but in vain. I turned my body around with all my strength. I had to know who did this to me at least. And then I saw it. The light was behind him, but it looked just like myself. I can't tell if that's the kid younger brother or the older one, because again, they look so alike. Anyway, this is the monster of memory. Destiny. I don't know what that title means. 3 months ago, my elder brother had an accident. Okay, I think that was the younger brother. Despite my efforts to not recall the detail of the event, it haunts me all the time. When I'm alone in the quiet night, I can't stop thinking about the miserable scene. Every time I close my eyes, the pain returns. If only I could banish it from my mind. As soon as I'm thinking about forgetting my brother, I'm consumed by an overwhelming guilt. After all, it was my responsibility. How is it your responsibility? I want to move on, but I couldn't let go of the past. I'm stuck, and no matter which direction I'm going, it's the wrong path.
又是那天的梦。
Mm-hmm.
不能哭，不能哭。
You've been having these nightmares ever since your lover/brother died.
该起床了。
Alright, well, is that all? That was like 2 syllables. It's time to get out of bed. Fine. Although he slept all night, he still felt exhausted when he woke up. Alright, let's make the bed. No. Time to go to the hospital. I'll make my bed. When I was in shock, I vaguely recalled a casual conversation I had with my elder brother a long time ago.
成，你觉得好的运动员要有什么条件？
Sumi and Haru, that's their names? Okay.
被这么突然问，一时还真想不到呢。那把范围缩小好了。好的足球员要有什么条件？当然是能踢进很多球啊。真的是很单纯的答案呢。
Can I speed up, like, how fast the text appears? Yes, I can, I think. I think this is that.
嘿嘿，刚才并不是称赞的意思哦。诶，那就照刚才的问题继续吧。如果一个球员10场出赛却10场都没能进球，他就是一个不好的球员喽。
So, I guess, the older brother has lighter blue hair, pale blue hair, and the younger brother has darker blue hair. That's how I can tell them apart.
因为他是守门员。
Because, I mean, that's the only difference between them. It's their height and their hair color. There's literally no other difference.
不，这不是脑筋急转弯呢。听过角色球员是什么吗？不知道。不只是足球，在团体竞技中，替主力球员或明星球员卡位、阻挡对手或是补强防御等等，有特定作用的球员通称角色球员。但因为本身主要的任务并不是进球，所以数据上就会比较难看。像这样的球员，市场价值往往会被低估很多。但这也是没办法的事，毕竟外行人都是看进球数，除非有识货的球探，或是本身有手腕高超的经纪人，才能真正在表面舞台发光发热。那样不是很可怜吗？明明实际上很厉害的。可怜吗？
I mean, are you one of these players? These defense players?
就算没有主力球员，一支全部都是角色球员的队伍，也比拥有多数主力球员却无法互相配合的队伍来得有胜机。也就是说，团队合作在大部分的情况下会大过个人表现。那输球的队伍是因为团队合作不够好吗？啊，陈问了个好复杂的问题呢。嘿嘿，勉强算是称赞吧。我现在知道不是称赞了。输球不会只有单一原因，所以，大多状况的确是团队合作的强度比对手弱，所以把责任都推给其中1、2个队员是不对的。比方来说，今天有场比赛的结果是1-0，输的那方开检讨会，
有人开始说都是守门员反应不够快，无法拦下那一球。守门员反驳，主力球员多进几球不就好了？主力球员则说谁谁谁总是在重点时机没能及时将球传到他脚底下，而谁谁谁却开始抱怨另一个谁没卡好位，害他占不到先机。
This is a lot of soccer talk. And for you non-Americans, football.
大家都怪来怪去嘛，这样真的有好好在检讨吗？
因为都不想承担责任，所以把过错推给别人最方便了。不过相反的，要是每个人都说是自己的责任也不行哦。虽然听起来会变成佳话，但人人都承认，就跟没有人承认的结果一样，责任被平均分摊掉了。这样依旧搞不清楚问题出在哪里，下次比赛还是会继续输。
好难哦。
没错，很难。跟人生一样，即使反省了，也不见得会改，或者想改也改不掉，不知道错在哪里。自己没错的话，就全是别人的错；别人也没错的话，就是运气不好。理由一大堆，尽全力维持立场，却没发现脚下的地已经开始崩了。
哥，
我头脑很好吧？
这种事不要自己说啦。
所以有时候会看到别人看不到的东西。
Are you humble bragging? What? Are you just saying you have such a big brain, you see things others can't? What's going on? Excuse me?
像是有。
Okay, well that took a turn I didn't expect.
不是那种看不到的东西啦，是那种更加平凡无奇，但是正因为平凡无奇，所以更危险的东西。
听不懂。
Oh, are you gonna kiss me now?
不懂的事
No.
情
Okay,
要自己
fine.
找答案，这就是平凡无奇的却危险的事。真正肯实践的人，就天下无敌了。
Alright, well, I guess we're haunted by the memories of the past with our brother. Hopefully we can see some sexy memories sometime. About 3 months ago, my brother fell down from the platform and got hit by the train. Lol. To be more precise, he bumped into one of the cars on the side. What does that mean? He bumped into one of the cars on the side. Ah! What was that? Then he bounced back to the concrete wall below the platform. The impact caused him to suffer multiple complex bone fractures, internal injuries, and a severe brain concussion. I guess that was him falling or something. When my brother arrived at the hospital, his broken thigh bone was noticeable from the skin. When I saw that, I was completely paralyzed. Now when I think about it, good thing Mom didn't witness the accident. If she saw it, she'll definitely faint at the sight of it. After we made it to the hospital, although she looked so pale that I thought she would faint at any second, she still got it together and held a conversation with the paramedics, which I think is a miracle in hindsight. My elder brother lied on the hospital bed quietly. Mom was probably still in the joy from learning that her son had escaped death and was in a stable recovery. Wait, so he's not dead? She didn't notice that there was something different about my brother. Uh-oh. There was no soul in my brother's eyes. His soul died? He looked at us like we're all strangers. Did he have amnesia? And even colder than that. With every emotionless glance, he was calculating how much the person in front of him... Wait, how much is the person in front of him worth to him? I'd never seen this aspect of my brother in the past, and he was unfamiliar to me. Sometimes I can see the contempt in his eyes. It was not how you look at your family. My brother spent 10 days in the intensive care unit, and then almost 2 months in the hospital room. He was discharged from the hospital today. Uh-oh.
终于可以回家了。住院太久，总觉得都要忘记家里是什么模样了。
Well, you see, I thought the brother died, and I thought they were gonna bring him back to life as a robot. Honestly, I don't know. I didn't know anything about this game. All I looked at was the trailer, and that's the impression I got. So, I mean, maybe that already happened. Maybe he actually did actually die, and they already brought him back to life as a robot, but didn't tell the family.
真的是太好了。
No, you don't seem excited. Before we stepped out of the hospital, we met a little boy with a barcode-like tattoo on the back of his neck in the lobby. See, that's what I thought is on the brother's neck. I think it is. The reason why I paid attention to that was because not many kids of his age have a tattoo. Wait, what? Wait, is this tattoo a normal thing? But then I soon connected that to the commercial by Changjiang Corp and the Department of Public Health. The magical machine Happiness that is designed for providing emotional comfort to the families of the deceased? I don't know what's the science behind it, but it seems like it has the ability to transform your lost loved ones. What? I vaguely remember my brother once said, if you lost someone that's really important to you, you might want to apply for one. So I guess his mom probably already applied for one, but didn't tell him or something? I don't know. At first glance, that lovely and cheerful boy looks just the same as a real human being, except that he can never grow old. After we got home, the contempt in my brother's eyes was gone. Instead, he hid behind his perfect smile, as if it were a thick wall between himself and anyone else. It was the 6th day after he got out of the hospital. I opened the nutrition drink Mom bought for him. It smelled nice, but somehow I felt like the delicious smell was added to cover something. What? Is it drugged? My brother took over the nutrition drink politely and put the straw that is through the safety tab in his mouth. In the past 2 months, my brother stayed in the hospital, and he drank these things every day. It was to provide him the nutrition he needed to help his body repair the damaged parts. The doctor said because my brother's still young, comparing to medicine treatment, he'll heal better by consuming nutrition and food, and turning them to energy that can help his body to recover. The drink comes in 3 flavors. Okay, is this an ad? Vanilla, strawberry, and chocolate. As I stared at my brother's lips, that's around that straw, I remember the first time I saw him in the ICU. He was in a protective suit, and there was a thick tube coming out between his smelling lips. I can barely watch him like that. But the worst part is, I have to suffer the fact that my brother had a severe injury that almost killed him, and I stood there safe and sound.
哥，
I sat on the empty couch next to my brother and talked to him in a hoarse voice.
怎么了？
It's like he's hiding something with that smile. The thick smell of artificial flavor in the drink reminded me of that once again.
哥你忘记我了，对不对？
Finally, I plucked up my courage and asked.
怎么会呢？
My brother pulled the aluminum can slightly away from his mouth and chugged it down
我
fast.
的弟弟千成就读于海中学2年级，兴趣是足球。
Assuming my younger brother, a 2nd grader in Ukai Junior High? Wait, junior 2nd? That means he's in 8th grade? Or wait, how does Japanese school grades work? Yeah, I think that's 8th. Uh-oh. Zoinks. Zoinks. Well, the game said something like... I think it said... definitely, without a doubt, all the characters in this game are 18 or older, I'm sure, so don't worry about it. His hobby is... Why am I reading that?
喜欢的食物是炸鸡块、跟咖喱饭、跟蛋包饭。喜欢的颜色是黄色，喜欢的动物是狗，全部都记得哦。
I thought the little brother was at least in high school, but
那是 Facebook 上面的字界吧？
he's reading you your Facebook profile?
顺带，黄色只是我喜欢的颜色之一，我更常买的颜色是湖水色。所以哥很久之前买给我的帽子，跟去年冬天给我的手套都是湖水色。
I'm not surprised you like aqua. Look at the both of you. You're all wearing blue. Your hair is blue. It's weird. It's weird.
你还挺厉害的嘛。
What?
从在医院开始的时候就知道了，因为谁会一直对家人笑啊？对客人才会那样。反正态度很奇怪，每次在对我说话前都迟疑了几秒，像怕会弄错什么。
In the beginning, I can still look at my brother in the eye. After a while, I chose to avoid eye contact with him.
那么，揭穿这件事是为了谁好？
My brother's smile got a bit scary, so why can't we see his barcode if he has one?
什么意思？
I mean, his neck is completely exposed. I felt like I was blamed for something I didn't do, so I stared him back, trying to hide my fear.
难得我演得这么努力，不特别说破才是体贴的。实质上也没特别造成谁的困扰，或者说，想起来的话，你会比较困扰吧？
Mom, brother went crazy. Seriously, where's mom?
毕竟我是为了救你才被撞到的。
What, was I jumping in front of the train and you had to push me back and you fell? Like, what?
那是
The way he put it makes me feel totally unfair. But his words deeply hurt me. At that moment I felt extremely painful inside, as if someone was stabbing my heart repeatedly with a sharp object.
你也不想一辈子被我拿这件事来说吧？在你跟妈都不在医院的时候，警察来过了，还带着月台的监视录影来让我确认是否有感受到人为的恶意。虽然之前记忆都很模糊，但看录影之后立刻就明白了，不需要理由，我只是想救快掉下去的弟弟而已。
Why were you falling down? Like, why was Sumi falling? I don't get it.
如果硬要说是谁的错，
Was he just
那
tripping
就是
like an
月台
idiot?
没有设护栏的铁道局的错。
Yeah, that's always kind of weird. Why, when I see that, why are there not more fences on the platforms? Like, anyone could just fall onto the tracks.
可是我，因为那天早上，
I tried to build a strong argument against him, but I couldn't even convince myself. My brother got hurt while trying to protect me. In this case, I don't have the right to accuse him of anything, but I still feel angry because I couldn't tolerate this. Being forgotten to me is the most serious act of betrayal. Well, I'm not surprised. The game's called Memory, Monster of Destiny or something. This is the second time I felt that way.
为什么哥只有忘记我呢？明明就记得妈。
Oh, dude, that's kind of mean.
有什么非得要想起来的理由在吗？
Bruh, we're lovers. We're brother lovers. It's that annoying smile again. I've never thought that my brother would throw such a question back at me.
像是一起的回忆什么的。现在的哥根本不是我哥啊！
我倒觉得这样也不错啊。
哎，
喂，我说你啊，对救命恩人这种态度真的好吗？我现在可是不认识你的状态哦，自顾自的在那边说什么哥哥不是以前的那一个。对你来说可能是这样子没错，但我就是我。这么想让我重新想起来的话，做出稍微相应的努力，比起抱怨伤者要来得有建设性多了。
As if struck by thunder, I couldn't hear any. You mean lightning? Thunder's the sound. I couldn't hear anything but the rumbling in my head, and to see anything but the dark veil in front of my eyes. I was looking at my brother, but everything in sight was so unclear. What? Why is he sobbing now? What? My brother used his hand to press against the corner of his forehead, frowning.
怎么了？头会痛吗？
你下一场比赛什么时候？我去帮你加油。
His wry attitude before was gone in the blink of an eye.
我已经不再踢足球了。哥从日台上掉下去的那天，我们就是因为这件事吵架的。
Alright, relax. As if I were screaming, as if I were shouting. My fury sounded loud, that the entire room could feel it. Despite how intense my way of expressing my anger is, my brother doesn't seem to be able to pick up on my cue.
没关系的哦，虽然现在行动比较慢，但基本要做什么已经都可以自己来了。昨天也顺利的晒了所有人的衣服，不用特地陪在我身边，尽管去练习吧。接下来的秋训能遇到很多好对手呢。
The grief filled my chest. I didn't know how to respond to the words that came out of my brother's mouth that seemed so light yet hit so hard in my heart. When I realized what it was, tears started to roll down my eyes. Maybe it'll sound strange, but I wasn't going to cry. I just didn't expect myself to break down like that, because I always tell myself I have to stay strong. After my brother got hurt, if I don't stay strong, pressures from all around me that I was barely holding up will come crushing down on me. I need to wear this as an armor, even though I know it's not real.
哥都已经放弃了，我干嘛还要继续踢球？
是为了我吗？
My brother said it with a gentle tone, but I got his message behind the question.
本来最初只是想跟哥做同样的事。
那个，我再问一次好了。不踢球是为了我吗？
嗯，
那样有什么意义？
My brother scanned me through as if he were a precision instrument, and he didn't leave any detail of mine behind. Although I didn't feel any malicious intent, but there wasn't any warmth either. During our conversation, he said many things that are based on pure rationality, and those words hit hard like cannonballs.
想跟哥一样，想跟哥做同样的事，不行吗？
However, my intimidation didn't work with him at all.
那把这个喝掉吧。
My brother passed the other half of the nutrition supplement drink to me.
不要开玩笑！
我没有开玩笑，我喝了，所以你也要喝。
Oh, like an indirect kiss? Okay. He actually looked serious. I took a sip. It was so bad. It was probably the worst thing I've ever tasted. The taste of the artificial additives was so strong and the drink was so thick. I couldn't get it off the inside of my mouth. If I have to describe it, it was like trying to cover your body odor with a massive amount of perfume after a sweaty training session, but in vain. The smell of perfume and that of your sweat ended up creating a new pungent smell of embarrassment.
各大名医推荐快速补充流失的营养，各大药局均售，现在购买1箱多送2罐。说到广告蛊惑，妈昨天去上班前满脸笑容地对我说，她又订了3箱，这周内会送来。而且她还补充，请喜欢喝牛奶不是吗？暂时就把这个当牛奶喝吧。
对不起。
I really feel sorry for him.
并不是你的错，
如果我再小心一点，
说是你的错会比较好吗？
My brother wore that smile of keep away again. Wait, that's not it. It's different this time. He smiled because he enjoyed this casual conversation from the bottom of his heart.
以前的哥并没有这么喜欢欺负人。
也有可能只是你没有自己想象中这么了解我而已。帮我吧。
My brother took the can of horrible drink back, put the straw in his mouth, and had a big sip. Now I know how it really tastes, and to me, that was no less the act of a martyr. He's just having some nutrient milk.
非常的好喝哦，真不愧是妈，
Calm
超棒的
down.
选择。
It's not that big a deal. It's just some... whatever. Please applaud my brother for his impeccable acting skill. But...
很可怕啊！
that he could drink the milk? A shiver went down my spine.
请不要这样对我。
你想要温柔的好哥哥吧？普通就能做到哦，而且那样比较轻松，对我们俩都是。
My brother said things that make sense in a way.
我不会再干涉你为了我做什么不做什么，但同时你也必须认清，对没有弟弟记忆的我来说，这些没有什么意义。
Oh, dude.
讲得更白点，就算你这么做，我也不会因此高兴，当然也不会痛苦。
Just as I suspected, my brother scares me more this way. I can deal with fear, but I can't deal with this sense of strangeness.
变成会欺负人的哥也可以，像之前那样因为无聊的事情吵架也好，不要像对陌生人那样对我。
My brother didn't give me any direct response to my demands. He hooked the corner of his mouth as usual, although he seemed a bit gentler. Maybe. Maybe what? The next day, I stepped into the school gate as usual. Alright, well, everything's happy again. My brother hasn't forgotten who we are, and when I thought about that overly luxurious breakfast and that scarily perfect smile of my brother, I let out a long sigh from my stomach. It smells like tomato omelet. Ew. I don't like tomatoes. I know my brother's good at cooking, but he had only made me dinner and lunchboxes before. After all, we don't have much time in the morning to cook. Most of the time he would fry an egg sunny side up and eat it with the store-bought bread and some milk. My brother forgot that I don't like the smell of milk. The smell of milk? Does milk have a particularly odorous smell? I don't think it does. Okay, and pour me some without asking. It doesn't smell very much at all. To be precise, he didn't forget that I don't like milk. He didn't forget that I was there at all. I sat at the table, hesitated for a minute, then said I don't drink milk quietly. After that, I got a very grown-up response from him. Noted, I'll get you some juice next time. My brother's really easygoing. Most of the time he doesn't force me into anything. Aw, dang. I mean, he's gonna later, though. Even if I did poorly on my tests, he would only say, I'll teach you. I don't really like studying, but I think people who can say something like, if you don't know about something, just figure it out casually, are so cool, such as my brother. I want to be like my brother. That's why in the past, I was exhausted because of the club event. I still tried to hit the books before the exam. Somehow the walking sounds strange. It sounds a little bit wet. A little bit like he's walking through molasses or something. That glass of milk was kind of awkward. Other than that, it was a perfect breakfast. Because of his injury, my brother doesn't have to hurry and go to school. For he thinks it takes he has to take some more rest and attend the rehabilitation exercise course. Since he has some free time now, he seems more passionate about cooking than before. Thus he made me this fancy-looking breakfast. Although he still needs to use a single crutch while walking through a short distance, he's already capable of standing for an extended period of time by himself. When my brother was in the hospital, the doctor explained the details of his condition to me and Mom. The doctor even used the image of the human body as a visual aid to help families that aren't equipped with medical knowledge understand it better. The doctor circled certain areas on the human body image. I noticed the right knee was circled with a red marker, and there's a short note on the side that says, past knee injury, long-term ligament damage. I know there are more important parts of the injury that deserve my attention, such as brain or organ damage, but because these could be fatal, I just can't stop staring at that line of words. Because my brother loves to play soccer, and I don't care if he's brain damaged and drooling on the field. As long as his ligaments are in tip-top shape, he'll be out there kicking that soccer ball. Right? Long-term ligament damage. Through the short line of words, I finally found the truth. My brother gave up, not because he wanted to, but because he had to. At that moment, all I could think about was, what am I going to do? I was overwhelmed by anger and a sense of betrayal that came out of nowhere. In order to not be abandoned and get closer to him, I had to follow him as fast as I could. This is why I study and why I play soccer, although I've never thought about one day my brother would stop running. During the 3 months my brother stayed in the hospital, in the beginning I just wanted him to live, but after a while I've considered a lot of things. After his vital signs stabilize, I started to pray that he can fully recover from the injury. While I learned that his rehabilitation progress is on track, I suddenly realized the fact that my brother is always working hard. Big drops of sweat appeared on his forehead while he put his hands on the rehabilitation handrail. I can even see his veins under the skin of his neck. He almost lost a lot of muscle mass due to spending the past 2 months on the hospital bed. Although my brother didn't let go of his hands, he hung in there with all his strength, Despite the efforts, he could only raise his foot a bit and take a baby step without fully taking it off the ground. I've never seen my brother in such a miserable situation. I've never imagined how he feels either. Although my brother in front of me isn't really my brother, he makes me feel strange, and he's got this malicious sense of humor. I wonder if he had it before. It seems that the only part of memories my brother has lost is the part related to his younger brother. He had no problem calling mom and his classmates came visiting him occasionally by their names. There's something off about that sentence, so I really don't think memory loss is the reason why his personality had such a drastic change. Why only me? Does he choose to forget things about me on purpose because he hates me secretly? Even though we had a fight before, we're still pretty close in my opinion. When I talk with my classmates about how close they are with their siblings, the relationship me and my brother has is almost a rare role model for them. After all, I can count on the fingers of one hand the number of fights he had.
喂，先茶。
Alright, dude, what's up? That shirt is not very form-fitting. You should get a tighter shirt. This young man who just said hi to me with a rude tone was my classmate now. He was my clubmate in the soccer club before, too.
走，
He's like a box. Girl, like, come on now. Why you gotta pick out the XL shirt? Can you wear something that's your size?
昨天的新闻速报你应该知道吧？
He changed the subject out of the blue.
什么新闻？我昨晚把浴室跟好久没洗的阳台都刷了一遍，之后做完作业就早早睡了。
The balcony? A wash? What does that mean? You washed your balcony? That's kind of weird.
唉，还真是居家型啊！来看这个，
Now let out a sigh, he took out his phone, opened the page, and turned the screen at
是
me.
你哥学校的足球队不是吗？
I leaned closer to the phone, trying to recognize the words in smaller size. A player from a well-known high school soccer club committed a serious foul play with the intention to injure the core player from the opposite varsity team in formal competition.
这个衣服的确是我哥学校的。
I had made up my mind not to involve myself in soccer or anything related to soccer. It's easier said than done indeed. Especially now that I saw it's related to my brother's old team. I had to find out what happened to satisfy my curiosity. Although the school name was not mentioned, and they had only used a picture of one of the players with his face censored, but they are in their team uniforms, and anyone who knew them can recognize them from the picture. It's a short piece of article to put it in a nutshell. Basically, it's talking about that player performed a slide tackle from behind the core player a few seconds after he has already passed the ball to someone else. Some of this just feels like verbal diarrhea. This resulted in serious community. I don't know what that word is. Communited. This resulted in serious communited fracture of the core player's ankle. The injury costed him the chance to compete in the National Winter Cup and the Teenage Group Qualifiers of the Asian Cup this year, and there's a possibility that he won't ever be able to play soccer ever again.
如果是真的，就太过分了。
这个只是前菜，重点在这里。
Now took back his phone, sliding with his finger on the screen, and opened a new page. It's a news story too, but this one comes with a screenshot that's clearly from FaceGood. The user account and his portrait are both censored by black blocks, and the content is like this. I know what I did is wrong, and I'm terribly sorry. But it was the coach's order. If I don't do it, I'll lose my chance to play in the game. Everyone did the same thing. Why am I the only one that got punished? I want to die.
似乎是那个犯规队员本人的账号。虽然早上我也去搜索了一下，但文章已经被删掉的样子，说不定只是当事人的推脱之词。但要是真的是教练指使，那事情就大条喽。
阿直、阿成，早安啊！哦，在说那个新闻吧。
This young man who always wears a warm smile on his face is Natsu. He's my best friend in the class, and his amazing social skills and good temper are incredible among his age. Who describes their friends like that when you're in middle school? Other than that, he's a member of the soccer club as
你
well.
也看了？
昨天大概10点多，手机讯息声就开始响个不停。虽然在关心这个圈子的人不多，但知道的就会传。
I'm sorry, but I do not like Natsu's voice.
反正转个几轮之后，就直接上新闻了。早上开电视配早餐时，记者已经跑到校门口去拍了。阿成有问过千晴哥这件事吗？
Natsu asked about it more carefully than Now did. He was being more discreet.
没有，
Before Now showed it to me on his phone, I didn't even know that this news existed.
喂，如果这家伙说的是真的，那代表全队都在干类似的事哎，可能只是之前没弄得这么严重。这样的话，就算阿成回去打听，他哥也不见得会老实回答。什么嘛？原来之前队伍成绩好，都是靠这种肮脏手段吗？
I can see the contempt on Now's face.
我哥才不会做这种事。
I didn't think much. I charged straight at Now and grabbed him by his collar.
啊？实际上到底怎么样，只有曾经带过队伍的人才知道。我只是提出可能性而已。
Now stared back at me with wide eyes, not showing any fear.
为什么你要一直说我哥的坏话啊？
My anger boiled up and I couldn't even think straight. Say what you want about me, but don't ever say bad things about my brother. Saying things about my brother is off limits. Before my brother got injured, I could definitely deny all those allegations against him with 100% confidence. I believe that I'll never take part in these kinds of bad things. But now, about that strange man, I'm not so sure about him. Well, that strange man's he's gonna make give us the time of our lives, you know? I bowed down my head and went back to my seat, opened my textbook and laid it on the desk, trying to pretend that I'm a good student. But I was using my cell phone, hiding behind the desk. This music is getting really intense. I was thinking about my brother. He spent 3 months in the hospital resting, and I don't think he had a chance to join in any club activity. Even though his team has a problem, I suppose that my brother has nothing to do with it. Definitely. I went on the internet and searched for any news related to the soccer team's intentional foul. Just as I thought, it has gone viral. That post about how the coach was behind this was forwarded everywhere. And there's more to it than that. According to various sources of information, the soccer player who committed the foul didn't go to school today. The reporter interviewed the other soccer teams that have competed the team on the field, and they confirmed that they have suffered injuries caused by those intentional fouls committed by players on that team. The school bell rings. Our teacher, who always arrives early and gets ready on the podium, opened the textbook and started turning pages. Now that I don't have to go to the group training session, and I stopped dozing off that much during the class. However, wait, what? Now that I don't have to go to the group training session, comma, and I stopped dozing off that much during class, semicolon, however, comma, even that I'm awake, comma, and sometimes I actually pay attention to the content in the textbook, comma, I feel like there's something missing, comma, as if one of my organs has gone. What? What? Ugh. What? I mean, just use a period, sis. I tried my best to ignore it, but the harder I try, the more I realize that this feeling is real and can't be ignored. Well, I don't even know what that one sentence was. It didn't even have a period at the very end. It didn't. It just had a bunch of semicolons and commas and no period at the end. It was weird. I started to play soccer because of my brother. I quit soccer also because of my brother. What's the meaning of it? Did I do those things just to make my brother happy? But my brother wasn't happy about them at all. You just wanted brother to notice you, huh? Then did I do it to piss him off? That's why I did it on purpose too. On purpose? Did I say that I want to quit soccer on purpose? No, it's not like that. Because that was the reason why my brother got injured. My brother wasn't supposed to be on that platform at that moment. He went there because he wanted to make peace with me. I wanted it too because being angry at each other was painful. Let me get this straight from the beginning. Quitting soccer didn't make my brother happy. If I said it on purpose, what was my intention? I hope my brother... Wait, I hope my brother to keep going on and don't give up, just like me? Okay. However, that's my own wish. I think only for myself. I did it for myself, not for him. My fingers holding the mechanical pencil started to shiver, and my nose and eyes started to burn. I pressed my fingers on my eyes to close them, but tears still rolled down. My brother's knee got injured, and there's a possibility to fully recover through surgery and rehabilitation exercises. Although we need money for both of them, and we need time for him to heal. These windows will allow other competitors to gain more progress, and make him even more behind. Even if he made it to the qualifiers, will they be willing to let him back into the starting lineup? I mean, he hasn't played for that long. I took a deep breath and exhaled, and then again. The heat in my chest was getting worse, but my mind started to calm down. Let's go deeper with this question. Do I hope my brother will continue to pursue his soccer career despite the money? The time and the risk that his injury could get worse? The answer is no. I had to say no. I was there. I witnessed the moment when he got severely injured and when the paramedics lifted him onto the stretcher. I was there, standing outside of the operation room for hours like a zombie. I just hope that all of this is just a dream and my brother's still alive and well. A few days before my brother regained his consciousness, I could barely eat. I threw up anything I ate, basically. I felt like every minute is painfully slow and I had so much regret hidden inside. I knew I couldn't say it out loud because Mom was in a worse condition than I was. I didn't tell my friends about my guilt either. I felt like I deserved this pain, and it's wrong to suffer any less. At the least, I hoped I would explode and self-destruct right where I was standing. I felt like it's been 100 years till my brother recovered consciousness. I was supposed to be an immense joy, but not long after that, I found out about his weird condition against me. My brother doesn't recognize me anymore. I know, we've said this a lot. I didn't know what the reason was behind that, but I knew he was lying to me. I can feel it in my gut. I don't feel as hurt as I thought I would be. Comparing to facing the risk of losing him forever, this was nothing. Seeing him slowly got his life. Seeing him slowly get his life before the seeing him slowly got his life before the injury back brings me so much comfort. That's not right. I'm okay with him forgetting about me. Not that it's okay. It's because our relationship is now in an awkward but stable status. That person is not my brother now. He's a young man that pretends to be my brother. Sometimes he would wear a smile of mockery. The warmth of goodwill I felt from him back when we were brothers is no more. But now, because of his subtle strangeness, he's somewhat charming. But now, because of how unfamiliar he treats me, it kind of turns me on. Yeah, I know he's my brother, but hey, it's kind of a turn on for me when guys treat me badly. Okay, I guess. I don't recognize this Haru or the way others see him either. You can say that I had it coming, or that it's the condemnation I deserved. I don't care, but now I'm not his younger brother anymore. I'm an eligible bachelor he can have his way with. I'm not his related sibling, nor the most unique person in his life. It's practically not even incest. Maybe I don't understand who my brother really is. Even in the past, my brother has hid many things from me, just like the way you tried to lie to me about the partial loss of memory. He lied about his knee injury, his girlfriend, and possibly things about his soccer team. Ew, girlfriend, I bet he better been lying about having one. We don't stand heterosexuality. There's so many precedents before. I doubt that I can say nothing happened to my brother during his time on the team. That said, if the team relied on these cheating behaviors to win for a long time in the past, what's the point of going back to that team? Why didn't I ask him thoroughly? Now I think neither asking him nicely as his younger brother nor begging him in tears will work. If he doesn't see me as his younger brother anymore, I'm just an annoying person who's prying his privacy all day long. Damn. In a weird situation like this, I suddenly realize how convenient is the sibling relationship. No, it's better we're not siblings anymore. I rested my head on the textbook, racking my brain. I want to know the answers to so many questions and get to the bottom of many things. I want to figure out everything about my brother. Why did he forget only things about me? Why did he forget about his girlfriend? Ew. I mean, isn't that a common thing on... Why didn't he forget about his girlfriend? I mean, isn't that a common thing on TV series? Well, the one he's truly in love with is you. I want my brother to belong to me and no one else. Oh, how I wish he forgot about everyone else, and his lover as well. Ooh, you're being jealous. I like how we were in the hospital. I was the only other person with my brother. When did it start anyway? I mean, this thought of possessing him completely. In the beginning, I just didn't want to be abandoned. He got horny. I pretended to take notes, scraped the tip of my pencil against paper, these special faint noises. But actually, I'm doodling on the corner of my textbook page. Are you drawing your brother? Are you drawing his big old D? I drew a circle, added on a pentagon and some lines for effect. Now the ball looks like it's flying. A beautiful kick. The ball scores and the entire audience cheers for me. I got excited just imagining how it must feel. I want to play soccer so badly. What? Then why'd you quit, Sis? What was I just thinking? There's not much I can do to change the situation I'm in. I submitted the application for leaving the club and I had a fight with Now in the break room. Although it wasn't completely my fault, so I thought. I took another look at the soccer ball I drew on the corner of the textbook page. It looked lonely. I took out my eraser from the pencil case and took my anger out on it. Along with my obsession with soccer, I removed those pencil marks completely. Oh, now we're in the bathroom. Well, I think I'm going to end this episode of Memory, the Monster... Memory, the Monster of Destiny here. So thank you all for watching this first initial episode. I hope you're enjoying it. It's going a little bit slowly, but also some of the stuff has been interesting so far, so I'm going to keep playing it for now. Because I want to see this brother-on-brother action. Yeah, so I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.